So, are you an adult, right? You're past 21. And let's be honest, you struggle to make friendships. If that's you, you've come into the right place because I struggle to make friendships, but I think I have some ideas and solutions for us. Welcome to the Unstuck Podcast. I'm your host, Drew Koss, and today we are talking about adults building friendships. What does this look like? Is it possible? Why is it hard for us to even do it? Now, this whole I don't say idea, but this whole topic came out of a discussion me and my wife were having. Now, we always go back and forth who's the most introverted one out of both of us. It is clearly me. Don't tell her because she's gonna get mad. It's clearly me. But we were talking about yesterday. We were writing from getting some breakfast about friendships versus mentorship. Now, for us, it's easy for someone to come and ask us questions. Not that we're like super smart and like that, but we're usually people who are open or safe spaces. So people can easily come to us, can ask us questions, and it works. Like for them, they get to ask us questions, but rarely we found that we're actually opening up as much to somebody else. Now, what do I mean by that? I believe friendship, this is one of my definitions of friendships, that you share with somebody, they share with you, and it's not one-sided. It's not that you give all the information, they just receive, or vice versa. I believe strongly that it has to be a balance between the two. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I struggle with that at times. And my reasoning, I believe, when I was doing some praying and some just reflecting, is like anybody else, I've been hurt in relationships. I've been betrayed in relationships, and you probably have too. And I don't want to use that as an excuse to not actually just build better relationships. I don't want to use that as an excuse. But I am telling you, it does play a part in how it all works in my eyes. So what do we do by that? First, I would love for you to subscribe so that we can keep sharing tips and solutions to get people unstuck, just as we're doing right now. I think the first solution is being willing to take a risk. As heroic as I might appear to be, as great as this might sound, this is very, very scary for me. And it's scary because we don't know what could happen with the risk. It could be anything could happen. I could get betrayed again, but I also could be blessed to find a healthier connection with other people. It can be newer people or older people. Older friendships, I mean. Now, why do you struggle with this? And my guess is probably the same. You've probably been hurt, you've probably been betrayed, or you might be the adult like us that feels like you don't have a ton of time to be starting new relationships. But I want to challenge all of us today. I believe strongly that friendships and relationships are something that's never going to go away. I believe strongly if we invest in those, our lives in a total will get better. And I've always said it's easier sometimes building relationships with people who live in a different state for some reason. And I don't want to make that my norm. I don't want to make that the thing I always strive to go towards, is building far relationships because if this person hurts me, it doesn't matter. They weren't close to me. A lot of it is trauma. The more we talk about it, a lot of it is trauma. And dealing with trauma through prayer, through therapy, through reflection is vital. It's important because I believe we are made for community and made for connections. And the more I realize that, the more I'm willing to embrace the fear. So I'm going to give you 3 solutions or 3 tips that I'm taking, and you can take them too, or you can feel free to add some more. Number 1, decide to start small by sharing a little bit more with somebody who you might know already, who you want to develop a friendship with. Start small. Doesn't mean you need to tell them that you did something crazy When you were younger, it can just be something really, really small that you start to share with the person who you want to become a friend with. Which leads us to number 2. Don't think that this friend needs to be perfect. Don't think they need to have everything in their lives together. If we think that way, we are going to not choose anybody. Uh, Anybody with me? We're going to think that everybody has to have it all together, or they're not going to be able to hold space for us. And that's not true. It's not true. And the reason why it's not true is because you don't have it all together. I don't have it all together. And we know that. So first one would be start sharing something small with somebody who you want to develop a friendship with. The second one would be come to the conclusion that you're not going to find a perfect person. Nobody is perfect. I'm not saying go out there and give your business to someone who's gossiping freely all the time. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying consider, like, people are going to have flaws. People are going to have some things that you don't like about them, some ways you don't like about them, but you do too. To somebody else, you're toxic. To somebody else too, you're ratchet, if we still use that word. To somebody else, you're not all that. We need to get to that point. And number 3, I'm going to do this, and the reason why I'm going to do this is if I don't, I'll sabotage myself. I'm gonna let go of immediate gratification. I'm a task oriented person, so I usually would try to do everything by task. I would even be marking the friendship, how it's growing, by marking it on a document. And that's how I function in life, but I don't want to function like that in friendships. Before I go even further, does anybody resonate with that? Am I the only person that does like task stuff like that? I hope not. So those are my 3. The first one being start to share something a little bit with somebody who you want to become a friend with. The second one is come to the conclusion that no one is going to be perfect. And then number 3, for me, you can take this one as well, letting go of the expectation of immediate gratification. Build the friendship. To me, I love listening to people and understanding them. Like, I get a kick out of that, because I want people to feel that they have someone who they can rely on and trust in. But I need that also. And I need it because that's how I grow. And people want to offer that. And I've seen people reach out in different ways, and sometimes me just retreat or me just be reclusive. And I don't want to do that. With all of that, how are you guys building relationships as adults? I think we have a lot going on. We usually have kids, work, trying to do our own self-care, relationship with God. It's so much going on that I think sometimes we let that slide. But at the end of the day, human connection is going to be the thing that lasts the longest. What do you guys do? What do you guys think? Now, I don't have a program that is connected to building human friendship, but as you guys know, as a fitness and faith coach, we do have a program that I think you should consider, which is called the Takeover Program. And it's a 3-month program where we not only just give you workouts, we teach you how to use workouts to build your faith, to build your body, and how to do it with your schedule and lifestyle. Most people do not have 2 hours or even an hour to spend in the gym. So we teach you how to do that, and it's incorporated in your lifestyle. We also give you spiritual food, spiritual scriptures to read, to meditate on. You have a community where we talk about those things. But most of all, the cool thing is we do Zoom calls with each other where we get to discuss what's going on in life. Where are you stuck? Is it spiritually today? Is it mentally today? Is it physically today? Is it in your business? And we get to discuss those things. And with that being a great connecting point, you get to be built up in ways that you wouldn't by yourself. You get to be built up in ways where, hey, this business idea will make sense if I connect maybe with this person, or I follow the advice that they're giving me because they've been down this road, or they know something that I don't know. And with the 3-month program, you come out a different person. You come out a person who's in way better shape. Your discipleship level was way higher. Stress level was down. Uh, Everything changes because you're in a community of people who want to change. I always say if you start trying to change your behaviors, you're going to go back to doing what you did. But if you change your environment and you change your habits, you can have a completely different life. If you want